Hi and welcome to the first session. Welcome to Creating in Faith, our art journal sessions. And this is the art journal that I made, and I've shown you how I made this particular journal. Now your journals might not look like this because you're working with different paper, but as I said, just use what you have. This isn't about going out and buying a whole list of supplies. You know, you don't have to, and it is about making the most of what we have, but also looking at things in different ways, because sometimes we can think, oh well, you know, and this used to be me, I need all these supplies for me to create, and you don't need to have loads and loads of things in order for you to do something creative. So, you know, like even typically looking at this page, from a distance, it almost looks like a garden scene, like there's a garden and there's a sky, but this was unintentional. But there's no rules, there's guidelines of how the things are going to go, but this is your journal. Yeah, this is your art journal. You do what you want. If you want to start at the beginning and create along the way over the month, then that's up to you. If you want to start in the middle or a random page, again, that's up to you. It's what's speaking to you on that day, and that's where the flexibility comes in, that's where the looseness comes in, and that's where we tap into, you know, that creative hub within us that is waiting for us to access it, so that, you know, it can surprise us, it can, you know, inform us. And I called it the spirit within. I've called it the spirit within today. Yeah, it's that it's about us getting back in touch with ourselves and listening to ourselves. For me, that's what it's about, and I hope it enables you to actually access and do the same thing. So without further ado, today, it's like, you know, the first day. Now, it's like the dogs howling in the background. I'm not sure whether you can hear that. They don't like the sound of motorbikes for some reason, or sirens. Anyway, so as I said, this is the first, and I thought I just saw an ant there. I'm really pleased with the results. I love the chunkiness, and I'm really going to be looking forward to working in this month. So every week we've got a word, and I'll put the word up for today and the month, the word for the month and the word for today, so that you can see them, and you can work to that word or not. It's just about you finding again your place where you want to play. So I would normally go through my journals, and this is probably what I would do for today's session, but I do it for all my journals. You will always find some sort of colour on the pages. I find like pages like this can be quite stiff, and it's not where I want to jump start in terms of, like, you know, creating an image. I always create from background. There always has to be a layer of something on there. So I'm going to start here, yeah, and all I've done was I've picked up a random selection of Inktense pencils. It's the postman. So, and all I'm going to do, diagonal. So this page is the page that I'm working on. This is all I'm going to do. Now for some, I hope you're not disappointed, but again, this is just us warming up. So when you go to the gym, or when you do anything, you have to warm up. So for me, it's very important that you either, you know, refamiliarize yourself with your supplies, or just, you know, just mess about, because we don't spend enough time messing about. Now, depending on how long you do have for your creative activity, I suggest you start giving yourself more time, giving yourself at least 15-20 minutes minimum. Yeah, 10 minutes. So all I'm doing is laying down colour in this. Now, as I said, it's a kind of a silky page, so writing on it, you can probably use a ballpoint pen, but obviously I'm not going to be doing that. But writing in it, you might find it too smooth. So what I always do is at some point add gesso to the page. Now, so as you can see, all I've done is add layers of colour. I love the Inktense pencils because they're very, I was going to say they're very Moorish, but they're very rich in terms of, you know, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see that. So I'm just going to now activate the page. As watercolour pencils go, they're very, you know, you get a lot of colour from them. Okay, so I'm just going to activate the page. Now, the paper that you use, or the paper that I've used throughout this journal is, there's random different types of paper. So some pages are going to be like watercolour paper, and others are going to be like this, where the, you know, the colour can shift slightly, but that doesn't matter. So for every time I use colour on a page, if I've got excess, I will use it on another page, and that then gives you another page that you don't have to worry about. See, this page was done like that. Yeah. So by the time I finish, this page will have all the colour it needs, and then I can just go and add more as I feel like it afterwards. So rather than rinse off the colour in the water, this gives you, you know, your supplies go a bit further. Yeah. And if you're on a budget, then you know, it helps. So this way is not only getting you to use your supplies and get the most out of them, it's also getting you to just work in a different way slightly, because, well, again, I don't know how you work anyway, but this is one of the ways I work with my supplies, and I've not come with any preconceived ideas. As I said, the only thing that we have that's going to be a constant in terms of, you're going to be you know, monthly getting the word for the month, and then the word for that particular week, and you can choose what you decide to do with it. So for me, when I think about the word for today, I'm not confined. That's how I feel. I'm not confined, and it's about me taking the steps to again just work in a way that's, you know, pleasing for me. Learn something new, because there's always something to learn, and spend time on myself. Yeah, it's very important. It's very important that you do that. So that's, I've done a double page spread, I guess. Let me just do this bottom bit. Now I don't normally dry my pages with a heat gun, so I allow them to naturally dry. But look at that, that's another page that's done in this book now, and it's ready for you to, you know, if you wanted to come one week and just work on that particular page or do something, you don't have to start with a blank page. But that's always you know, always the way when you first begin an art journal. But one of the things that you can do, like when you've got time for the rest of the week, is go through and add colour. So you can just do a very simple exercise like that and just add colour. Now another thing that I have here is clear gesso, and just going to get my palette knife, and I'm just going to add some of the gesso to this, there, like that. Now with the gesso, it provides a tooth to the surface, so with this particular surface, as I was saying, for me it's just put that there, it's quite smooth. I mean, with the paint it's roughened it up a bit, but with the clear gesso it provides that tooth, and it doesn't cover the colour. Now it doesn't, you know, cover the colour, so I'm just going over the pages, and you'll still be able to see the colour underneath. I'm just adding a light layer. I'm not trying to create any texture on this page at all. Okay. Now again, you don't have to go out and buy clear gesso. You can make gesso and make your own, and I'm not sure of the exact ratios, but all you need is baby powder, white paint, and glue. Just the PVA glue. I think that's all, so you can try it. You don't have to use a white paint. The white paint just makes it white. Okay, so I've added the gesso to my page. I've got my word for the month, I've got my word for the week, and I can now look at working in the journal and incorporate that word as I choose. Yeah? Okay, so that's one of the first pages. As I said, we're just keeping it simple, and it's about you feeling free in your journal. It's about you feeling that I can just come in the journal and do something quick. And once this is dried, I'm going to do some writing, and I will add my word for the month. Now I haven't started right at the beginning. I'll just add the date here and do the writing that I want to do, and then move on. So as I said, I wanted you to start off, it's just a simple exercise. You didn't have to create a face, you don't have to do anything. We've just played with the colours, just laid down some colour, and I've added a layer of gesso, and it's going to be a nice surface to work on once I do the journaling. So I want you to feel free that you can just come in. It's like you're dipping your feet in and you're coming out, but you're going to be spending that regular time. Okay, so we're going to leave it there, and I'll look forward to seeing what you create and how you use it. I'm looking at some of the pages I did at the beginning. So what I want you to be doing for the rest of the week is every day coming in and doing something on a page, even if it's just adding colour and then moving on, and then, you know, when we meet again next week, Monday, we will have more pages that have got stuff on them, and we will be working. You will be working in yours and I'll be working in mine. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now, let this dry. And as I say, I've got the other page that I've added to, which is great. So that's one, a nice one that's got, you know, some light colours, and I can even go back and now add colour, add additional colour to it. So we've got the first layer, the second layer, and then when I finally get there I can, you know, add an additional. So thanks for joining me. I hope that's been helpful, and I hope you are beginning to feel more looser in your journal and working in your journal and spending time on the things that you enjoy. Take care for now.